In this video, you will learn some activities that you can do with rocks. So the first activity is to make your own tic-tac-toe game. So what you're going to need for this is 10 rocks, some Sharpies or paint, and some sticks, and that's it. So for each set of 5 rocks, you're going to paint or color them a different animal. So I've seen people do ladybugs and bees. I did mine turtles and ladybugs. So I just used Sharpies to draw some little turtle shapes onto 5 of the rocks, and then I used paint to paint the other rocks like ladybugs. As simple as that, but you could choose whatever you want to do. And then you're going to go search for some sticks, preferably some straight, thin sticks of about the same length. And you just need 4 of those. And then you can make yourself a tic-tac-toe grid. Like that. And you've got your little pieces to play tic-tac-toe. So have fun making that and playing that, and you can bring it with you anywhere you go and have a little travel tic-tac-toe as well. For this next one, you're going to make a rock cactus. So you're going to need paint, a rock, and then a little pot, or you could make your own pot out of a toilet paper tube or whatever you have on hand. And then you just need to find a rock that fits your container perfectly so that it sticks out the top like a cactus would. Then you're going to paint your whole rock, whatever color you want your cactus to be. I chose a green color, and I painted the whole thing, and I actually painted one side, let it dry, then flipped it over and painted the other side and let that dry. After I painted the whole rock green, then I painted on different colored green stripes and the prickles and spikes on the cactus, which you can decorate however you want using whatever colors you want. Then I stuck it in its little pot, and there you have a nice little rock cactus. If you had fun painting your rock cactus, you can continue painting more rock cactuses or just painting rocks to decorate your room or making little pet rocks. Or you could also take one of your painted rocks and turn it into a little picture holder. To do this, all you need to do is have some wire, or you could probably use pipe cleaner too, and just bend it around the bottom of your rock, and you'll have to do it a couple times and twist them all together so that it doesn't wobble. And then you just make a little curly cue at the top, kind of like a paper clip, so that you can stick a picture in between. If you find a really cool rock that you don't want to paint but you want to display, you can even turn it into some rock jewelry. To make a rock necklace, all you're going to need is some thread or some embroidery string, your rock, and then maybe even some beads if you want to decorate it even more, and some tape so that you can hold down the string while you're making the ties. The first thing you're going to do is cut 4 long pieces of string. Then you're going to take the first string and fold it in half so that you can tie a loop at the end of it. So you just want to make sure that the loop is small enough that the rock doesn't fall through it, because this will end up being the bottom part that holds your rock. Then you're going to take your second string, fold it in half, stick it through the main loop, and then put both ends through this new loop of the second string and pull it tight so that it's at a right angle to the first set of strings. Repeat this process with the third string, folding it in half, looping it through the main loop opposite of the second string, and pulling it through. Repeat one more time with the fourth string, and then you should end up with 4 sets of 2 strings coming out from your center loop. Make sure your rock fits on your loop nicely, and then you're going to separate each individual string. You're going to take 2 sets of strings that are next to each other, and you're going to take the left string from one clump and the right string from the other and just use those 2. So you're going to make a backwards 4 with the right string over the left string and pull it through like you would do in a friendship bracelet to make a knot. So do this 2 times, putting the right string over the left like a backwards 4, looping it under the long string and pulling it through twice. Make sure you don't push the knot all the way up to the other 2 knots, because you want to leave a space like you're creating a net. Repeat this 3 more times using the remaining strings until you have kind of a shape like this. Now you're going to create another layer. So once again, take a right string and the left string, each from different clumps, and tie them together using double knots. Do this 4 times until you have a shape that looks like this. And depending on the size of your rock, you may need to continue repeating this process until you have a net big enough to cover your entire rock. When you have it the correct size for your rock, you can place your rock inside of this net you just made and then separate it into the 4 original strands. And so then I just did the same knot. I took 2 strands, made a 4 over the other 2 and tied that in a knot and repeated with the other side. I then separated all of the strings into 2 sets and tied that into the final knot so that there were 2 strings left to tie into a necklace. You can leave all of the strands and tie them all to form a necklace, or you can trim some of them off so that you only have 2 single strands. I then used beads to decorate my necklace and then tied it, and then you have a beautiful necklace you can wear. If you have a rock that you don't want to cover up using the string, I'm going to show you another way to make a necklace that you can display more of the rock.
So here's a rock that I found that I really liked. It has a fossil in it, and I'm going to turn it into a necklace using some embroidery thread like you would use for friendship bracelets, but you could also just use regular string or yarn. So you need 3 pieces of string or thread, and it doesn't matter what color. I'm going to use 2 green ones, and those are going to be the outside, and the purple one is going to be woven in between and be the part that holds the rock in. So you're going to tape it just like this, tape it down so it doesn't move, and you're going to start with your far left string, so my purple string, and you're going to put it across both of the other strings. And what you're going to do is you're going to loop it, make it over like a 4, and then loop it under the right string like this. It's looped under, pull it through. Then you're going to do that a second time. Second 4, loop it through. And then you're going to pull it tight. So just pull it tight and pull it up your string. And it's a little loose here, but that's okay. This will be taken out in the end. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the opposite side and you're going to make backwards 4 and go under, pull it through. And just to avoid the loose part, you're just going to slide it up, but you don't want it directly across from your top one. You want it at an angle instead of directly across. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to do it again. Pull it tight. Then you're going to go back across, and once again, you want it to go not straight across. You want it to go kind of down so that it's making a zigzag shape.
And then you're just going to continue this until you have a long enough chain that can wrap around the whole outside of your rock. Once you have that, you can tie each matching string together, trim some of the excess strings, and then you can tie the 2 remaining long strings and you have a nice little necklace. I hope you enjoy making some of these awesome crafts using rocks.